Hey all, Fandom D Sane here. I'm going to be reacting to The Gifted Season 2 Episode 8. I gotta know what will be the fate of Rebecca. So let's get to react. 7 months ago, before the split.
You know, they say that babies can respond to bright light even in the womb. You never talk about your dad.
Yeah, why not talk about Magneto?
He died in a plane crash when I was 1.
You know who I mean.
Just promise me we'll never be like our parents, okay?
I promise.
And yet, later on, you join the Hellfire Club. Excuse me, Inner Circle.
What the hell was that? What?
Yeah,
Let
Rebecca.
a bunch of mutant haters walk away?
I was just a tool to them anyway. It's been awesome.
What's she about to do? Oh, she went on the run. Could even get your punishment from Reva.
Are you Reed Strucker?
Yes.
I thought I'd never see you again. What are you doing here?
I need your help.
No.
Her body absorbs energy and releases it uncontrollably. We're currently working on a drug to help metabolize the energy.
Okay.
And our powers will be gone?
No, it's like giving a diabetic insulin. In fact, the device we use is much like an insulin pump. Her X gene will be active, but she'll finally be able to be in control of her own body.
This treatment's already failed.
But now we have Lauren. She's inherited his X gene. We'll stabilize Reed and then use her genes to figure out what went wrong. If she's willing, of course.
Yes. Whatever it takes.
Okay. Everything seems crystal clear. Don't pull a fast one on us now.
What happens when they find her?
She dead? Who knows?
That's up to Reva. What is it?
Something strange happened here.
Come on, John, let's face it, the inner circle's long gone by now.
Maybe not all of them. Come on.
Got an idea about Rebecca. Another flashback. Oh.
You want to see my relationship with the guy they say is my dad?
Yeah.
Ah, she kept it.
One present on my 13th birthday. A red metal disc. Watching the news. And they talk about the Brotherhood. And how he was a monster. You know, and all I could think was, the world hates him. But I hate him more.
Damn.
You know the smoke we saw outside? It was coming from a mutant foster care facility in Georgetown. The humans, they set it on fire.
Really?
I may have found a place for Dawn. A school for mutant children. It's safe, hidden, tucked away in the Swiss Alps. Totally off the grid. I'm sorry.
X-Mansion? Okay. Seems okay for now.
This trail doesn't make sense.
Whoa.
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, what's up here?
Well, the energy I used to portal, it's like off, like twisted. Oh my god.
Damn. Oh, this is like the most flashbacks within an episode.
You say your dad's that mutant from the news.
Who doesn't know? Bad idea to show your abilities to a stranger. Yo.
The police captain came to my cell to apologize because he got a call from a substitute teacher. Like,
You have no idea how dangerous these questions are.
come on, just tell me who is my father?
Pulling moves.
My brother, a wonderful man who married your mother and loved you until the day he died.
Oh, Magneto's sister, huh?
We're onto something big now. If you guys can just come out here, you can help.
Yo, if she literally came.
Right, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Well, I'd be damned. And with the baby.
He experimented on me. He never told me who I really was, about my family.
Reed, how could a father tell his 12-year-old son that he had been brought up by two of the deadliest terrorists in Europe? You have to understand.
Got a point.
X gene in your family is highly unusual. The Fenris twins had a connection we still don't understand. Their power fed off each other. It was said they even shared their dreams. It was like they each had half of the same mind.
Happening to Andy and Lauren.
He couldn't bear to be near it because it reminded him of them. So he gave it to me. I think you should have it.
So beautiful.
Does me something else, or just a lullaby or something?
I loved you very much.
You and Riva and all your new friends, you set the world on fire. And now you're worried that your daughter might get burned.
Way to put things into perspective.
I'd rather have her grow up hating me than not grow up at all.
I know how Magneto feels.
Do you want to say goodbye to your daughter or not?
But I don't even know her. How am I supposed to say goodbye? And I see this little girl, and she's 7 years old. And she's dancing with her father. And I remembered the way that she was looking at him. And I thought, I want that someday.
Aww. Touching. And he gets that now.
You'll have to stay here under observation.
The old serum seems to be working. Can't we just use that?
The original medication was like a dam. But I suspect with all the stress you've been under this past year, it broke. We've patched up the cracks for now. But eventually, the dam will break. Again. And then, if we don't treat him, Reed will die.
Yo. Oh. Back up.
What's wrong? She's here. I don't know much. We got inside the vault. They were looking for information on something called regimen.
Reggie, what's that?
I don't know. It's not like they told me their plan. I was just a crowbar that they used to get into the bank. My advice, give up now. I should go.
No, wait.
No, you guys have no idea what you're up against.
Continues to run.
Lorna.
Oh, she goes back to her roots.
Oh my God, Lorna. You want me to take your baby.
Aww.
You weren't hiding me from him. You were hiding me for him.
He just wanted you to be safe.
That's the first time you've ever admitted that he's my father. I hated him.
And now you understand.
Tell her that I'll come back for her someday.
Better be soon, not later now.
And tell her she's special.
We're not immortal.
I never said it was.
And stop acting like it.
It's got a point.
They could make it possible to permanently suppress the X gene in everyone.
Why would you want to do that?
Think about what it could mean. Anyone who doesn't want the X gene or doesn't want it in their family, they'd have an answer. It could mean an end to all the violence.
Really now?
Her brother was Matthew Rissman. He founded the Purifiers.
Yo!
She hated him, hating the mutants. was for something they couldn't change.
Oh, she got pricked and he felt it.
Your hands move when I slit your throat.
Oh, they got her. Aww. Yeah. Finally got it. Oh, not gonna lie, this was a good episode of Marvel's The Gifted. Probably top 3 episodes of this season contender we have here, in my humble opinion. For starters, they dived into the back story of Pilar, specifically with her dysfunctional relationship with her father, Magneto. And it's interesting how it pretty much went, 360 on her, because when she was younger to even an adult, like, she pretty much hated the man, in her eyes. That's the dude that abandoned me. And it's really tough because she just never truly understood until it pretty much happened to her, where she not really had to abandon. That's what she pretty much learned. Like, hey, it wasn't like he abandoned me. He was pretty much trying to save her, from the Brotherhood and all this other ish that, Magneto has been doing within his life. And her just acknowledging it, then it's like now she has, a different outlook when it comes to Magneto there. And the feels just keep coming, even with freaking Marcus, because the dude really got to see his kid. He wasn't there, when Polaris gave birth to Dawn. He was just had her in her arms at one episode, and then since then he pretty much hasn't been seeing her. At least, he gave her, that rattle thing that he created, but still, like, and then in this episode we learn, like, hey, I wanted to have a daughter because in my freaking past, like around a church or whatever, like he saw like a father dancing, with his daughter, and seeing like he's like, I want that. And at least, he had that dance, but still, like, you see the pain in his eyes, saying like, hey, how can I say goodbye to my daughter that I don't even know? Oh my gosh, this is just great. This is just craziness and greatness at the same time. Very emotional for both of them. And then, handing Dawn, not from, I think Esme kind of was hinting, the X-Mansion, like, oh, there's a place where, we can actually, it can be safe and thing. I'm like, is that the X-Mansion or whatever, freaking the new one situation here? Because again, the X-Men do exist in this verse, but it's like, where are they? Is the X-Mansion like still intact and stuff, or did they have to like go to some other place? Like, who knows? I think that was Esme was heading towards, unless, Esme was talking about a different place. But she did hand her daughter up to the woman who pretty much raised her after her other parents, died in that plane crash. And hopefully, when they even like mention this plane crash, it's like, I always keep in my head canon. I think like, okay, did her powers, did Polaris' powers ever like manifest when they were on the plane and by accident, she inadvertently killed, people that were raising her at the time? But she pretty much gave, her daughter Dawn to her aunt, and I think she learned later on, like in life when she was an adult, like, oh, so all this time you're pretty much raising me, you were the freaking sister to my father, who again, like, she never like truly knew the whole picture until it pretty much like her giving, her daughter to her aunt. And it was like, okay, now I pretty much understand, like, and then she, pretty much turned that same gift that, Magneto, gave her and thing, to that same headpiece we see in the damn comics. I can't wait till like, later, episodes we actually see her rocking that headpiece going into battle and X, Y, and Z, whatever case. I can't wait. Yo, seriously, this better be renewed for a season 3. If this doesn't get renewed for a season 3, heads are gonna roll. Heads are going to roll. Fox already took away my Gotham having its final season in January. I can't wait. I'll be reacting to it. But still, come on, don't cancel this. Let it continue on, because I cannot wait to see how the characters are going to develop. Will Polaris Marcus, going to have, an actual family with, Dawn, like, this being separated, and with the unmutant underground and the inner circle, and then, Dawn's being raised by the aunt. Like, come on. Just come on now. Just come on. But other things happened within this episode. Not the sidestep there, but it's like, Rebecca, she ain't dead, and Reva, she wants her. She got her by the end of the episode because of the mutant who can turn invisible. Oh my gosh, so tongue-tied tonight. But who was like in the mutant underground, and he went to the inner circle, he pretty much got her. She pretty much had like her observation like up and alert just in case someone was sneaking up on her. But got captured. Who knows what Reva's gonna do? Even like Esme didn't even know like what the hell was even gonna happen. So they pretty much leaving it up a mystery until next week episode. It better not be on freaking break again. It better not be, And also we're still seeing, Polaris and freaking, John still butting heads a bit. See what happens when you pretty much question like her allegiance, but at the same time it's like, hey, you may be invincible, but you're not immortal. Your actions on the field say otherwise to what you're saying, John. So, come on, man. Think before you act. But lastly, the woman who was working with, Reed's father's brother apparently, founded the Purifiers. And I'm kind of worried. But, the worker there was like, hell, she is not like him, Well, he hates mutants, she doesn't. But what would happen if the leader of the Purifiers learned what's happening with these tests that you pretty much found a quote-unquote cure here, or not truly a cure or whatever, because I gotta rewatch that scene again. But like, if he finds out about this and pretty much tries to use it against like the whole situations, I'm like, I don't know. And also they're pretty much, diving into the fact that, hey, when it came to the Von Strucker twins, and then you're looking at freaking Reed's kids, they're pretty much similar here when it comes to like abilities, to the point that she even mentioned like, oh, they even like share dreams and stuff. And then when you see freaking Lauren get, what's it, plucked, whatever, pitched, whatever situation from the needle, and freaking, Andy feels that prick too. So it's like, what could happen if one of them dies and suddenly the other one begins to die as well, or some situation? Who knows? Like, well, matter of fact, what happens if freaking Lauren gets cured or something, and therefore Andy somehow gets cured as well? It's so much possibilities of what could go on with these damn storylines. I cannot wait. I'm surprised that they haven't like done like freaking break. It's like episode 8, so it's like, I think there's like 16 episodes this season or so. So it's like, if there's literally an episode next week, that's shocking. Unless they're gonna do a break after that episode, like, who knows? Just keep going. No more breaks, please. But anywho, like or dislike the video. Comment below what you guys thought of the episode. If you're new, please subscribe. I am Fandom D saying I am signing off.